Hi everyone, it's Holly Schultz from babygizmo.com. Today we are making a holiday treat that not only kids will love, but I'm pretty sure adults will too. So here's what we're making today. We're making chocolate peppermint Rice Krispie balls, and they are delicious. And the secret sauce for this recipe are the peppermint marshmallows. These are by Kraft. It gives it just a little bit of peppermint flavor that makes them perfect for the holidays. So what you're going to do is you're going to start out with your basic Rice Krispie treats. And today I'm actually using the Kellogg's Frosted Krispies. It gives it a little extra sweetness. I liked what it tastes like, so we're going with the Frosted Krispies. But you can always use the regular Rice Krispies as well. So we're just going to use the frosted ones today. You might as well try it. It just, like I said, gives it a little extra sweetness. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a normal batch of Rice Krispie treats, but instead of regular marshmallows, you're going to use the peppermint marshmallows. You're going to need, for the Rice Krispie treats, 3 tablespoons of butter, an entire package of peppermint marshmallows, and 6 cups of Rice Krispies. So now I've already melted the butter for you. Once you've melted the butter on the stove under medium heat, you're going to go ahead and add your entire bag of marshmallows. Now you're just going to mix them in. I love how the marshmallows are pink. Just mix them in under low to medium heat with the butter. You're going to slowly let it cook, mixing, quite frequently until all of the marshmallows are melted. So once your marshmallows are all melted, turn off the heat. You don't want to burn it because your beautiful pink is gonna start to turn brown, and you don't want that. So turn off your heat and add your Rice Krispies. Mix them in. And I love how it turns the Rice Krispies pink, which is perfect for the holidays. There you go. There's your Rice Krispie treats. Mix them up so it's completely combined, and then you're going to transfer it to a glass or any kind of dish that you would like. So I've already lightly buttered my dish because you're not going to leave it in this dish, but I just don't want it to stick for when I'm going to make the rest of the recipe. Put in a dish just like you would normally when you make Rice Krispie treats. Flatten it out a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to let this sit for about 10-15 minutes until it starts to settle so that we can then turn it into balls and it's not quite as sticky. So I've let the Rice Krispie treats sit on the counter for about 10-15 minutes. You don't want to let them set too long because they'll really start to harden up, and then it'll be too hard to, transform them into balls. So what you want to do is this is going to get messy. It's a little bit sticky, but it's not too bad. You just grab a little bit of the Rice Krispies and you just form them and roll them into a ball like this. Like I said, 10-15 minutes is perfect. If you're in a hurry, you throw it in the fridge for about 5 minutes, and then you have little Rice Krispie balls. Just do that with all of the Rice Krispie treats. You can make them as big or as small as you would like. And they don't have to be perfect. Just regular size. It'll take about, this size will probably take about 2 to 3 bites to finish the whole ball, but they're delicious like that. Now, if you want to get really creative, what I do is I take Hershey Kisses, and I'll take 1 Hershey Kiss, and I'll make the ball around the Hershey Kiss. So it's kind of like a chocolate surprise inside, which I always think is really fun. So you just take it, put it in there, and wrap the ball around now these are going to be a little bit bigger, but you wrap it around the Hershey Kiss. And so some of them you could do that. You could do it with all of them. It just depends on what you want to make. So go ahead and make all the balls and put them on a plate that is lined with wax paper so that it doesn't stick when you go to do the next part. So once you've made all your Rice Krispie balls, 1 whole batch of Rice Krispies, depending on how big of balls you make, makes about 45 to about 48 Rice Krispie balls. So this is only half of them. Take your plate and put them in the freezer. You want to put them in the freezer for about, a good 15 to 30 minutes because you do want them to get cold for the next step when you're dipping them in chocolate. Now you could serve them like that to the kids, which would be totally fine, but we're going to take it a step further today. While you're waiting for your Rice Krispie balls to chill, you want to go ahead and start melting your chocolate. Now today, we are going to use Nestle Semi-Sweet Morsels. You can use whatever kind of chocolate you want. You could use milk chocolate. It depends on what you like. I happen to like the semi-sweet chocolate by Nestle with the Rice Krispies, so I think it's a good match, but again, use whatever kind of chocolate you want. So I've melted all of the chocolate chips. This is an entire bag. You're going to need 2 bags of chocolate chips if you're going to dip all of the Rice Krispie balls in chocolate. So you need 2 bags of these. And don't worry, it feeds a lot. 48 balls of Rice Krispies, that's not one person eating it. So 2 bags of the Nestle Semi-Sweet Morsels. And here's a trick that I do. I add a little bit of canola oil to the melted chocolate. That's going to thin it out, and it's going to make it much easier to work with and to dip. I do about a tablespoon of canola oil. I mix that in to the chocolate. And this is very common, but it is a trick that not a lot of people know. You mix it into the chocolate, and that's going to thin it out and make it much easier to work with. And it's going to actually make it so that there's not too much chocolate on the Rice Krispie balls. So add about a tablespoon of canola oil. I'm just using Crisco here. And then for the toppings, what you're going to want to do is get your toppings ready. What I love to use are these Andes Peppermint Crunch. These, you could use crushed up candy cane, which would be cute too, but I think they might be a little too crunchy. So these, it's like white chocolate and peppermint candy mixed. They're really, really good. So you're going to need some of these because we're going to sprinkle these on the chocolate balls once we're done. Or you could just do regular old sprinkles. I love the white crystal sprinkles, and these are 2 ones that I found. These are all the sprinkles are by Cake Mate, and they come out with the funnest sprinkles. I'm telling you, yes, funnest is a word, right? So this one are blue snowflakes. So if you're not into Christmas, maybe you're making them, for whatever you celebrate. So the blue and the white, that's really, really cool. I love these. So we're going to use these today too. And then we also have, these are candy canes and red and white snowflakes. So depending on if you want to use sprinkles or if you want to use peppermint candy, I mix them up. Use everything, right? So make sure everything's ready, and when your Rice Krispie balls are chilled, you're going to bring those out. Okay, I think our Rice Krispie balls are ready. Take them out of the freezer. And this is the easy part. It's going to be messy, but it's the easy part. You take the balls and you dip them in the chocolate. You just take them, you put them in. With a fork is easier because then you can get some of the excess chocolate off of the outside. Make sure the entire thing is covered. Now this is a treat. This is not a healthy snack. I mean, it's better than some, but I mean, this is a dessert. This is definitely a dessert. You take it, you shake off the extra chocolate, you put it on a wax paper covered plate. Again, it's going to be a little bit messy, and then what you're going to do is you're going to sprinkle some of your peppermint candy minced pieces right on the top, so it's going to make it more decorative. It's going to make it really fun for the holidays. So you're just going to continue that with all of the Rice Krispie balls. Just get them nice and covered with chocolate. Who doesn't like chocolate, right? This is one of those snacks that people are going to have one. They're not going to sit down and eat 10 of them. So you're going to do that, and then set it on the wax paper, and that's where these really fun blue sprinkles come in. And the same thing, you would just sprinkle them along the outside to give it a little decoration. So that is another way. After you've dipped them all in chocolate, you put your sprinkles on, either return them to the freezer or you can put them in the refrigerator to set. And then when it's time for your holiday party or whenever you want to serve dessert, put them on a nice plate and you have yourself chocolate peppermint Rice Krispie balls. And they are delicious. Let me show you the inside of one. They are, and the greatest thing about them, I keep them in the refrigerator in, a covered container like this, and I just eat them right out of the refrigerator. And here's the inside. They're so cute because they're pink, they're chocolate, and even when they're in the refrigerator, eaten right out of the refrigerator, the inside is still soft, so it's not going to break your teeth to eat them, but the outside is still hard chocolate. So delicious. There you go. That is how to make chocolate peppermint Rice Krispie balls, and I'm Holly Schultz from babygizmo.com.